I will try to be very brief. Recently, the National Bureau of Statistics issued a report about what they call the multidimensional poverty. Multidimensional poverty looks at many things, including health, education, and people who are considered poor are the ones, when you fall sick, you can't even take yourself to hospital, you have no money to pay. In that report, Karamoja was the poorest in Uganda, in that report, followed by Acholi. You, Teso, at 56%, you were number 3. This is a report of government. If you have a WhatsApp, I can even leave it here and we share. It's not mine. People in Teso who are poor are 56%. So when you meet 100 people, you count, you put here 56, those ones are poor. The others can at least afford to buy medicine. They can afford to pay school fees. I have been here, like Honorable Nabot said, a number of times. I came here when I was sitting on the Committee on National Economy. We were borrowing money to rebuild and reconstruct regional referral hospital. I have told these stories many times. I went to Soroti. At Soroti Regional Referral Hospital, I am explaining the multidimensional poverty. We arrived at the Committee of Parliament when a mother had just died. We were told at that time that hospital was headed by a lady. That the reason this mother who came to the river, the reason she died, was because they were waiting for the husband to come and buy. Dr. Wesley is a medical doctor, they know this thing, they call the switchers. When you go for birth and you are going to be operated, they did, I don't know what is Pamba in Pamba and goes in Itesots. Cotton. Yes. Switchers. So we are told that regional referral hospital, that they waited for the husband to come and buy Pamba, cotton, and gauze. And he couldn't arrive on time, so the mother died. The lady said you didn't have switchers to operate her, to remove the baby. We are very angry. And she told us that every day they were delivering about 20, sometimes 27 mothers. And said, even if I use my salary to buy switchers for everybody, it will be finished in 3 days. So they looked at that lady until she died. They have told you in Teso, you are at 56% dimensional poverty. You can't even buy switchers to go and have a mother operated to remove a child. I have looked at the budget of, let me start with 2 areas, then I'll tell you what I want to tell you. First, Soroti City, where majority of you come from. The budget for the city, next financial year, you have 23 billion, the whole of this city. 13.6 billion is for salaries of those who are working for government. 3.2 billion is to buy fuel and maintain vehicles for the CAO, RDC, and others. And then the rest of you have 6.2 billion. Have you heard?
Yes.
The total budget is 23 billion. So that's the budget for the city. For the district, you have 33.7 billion. 16.4 salaries for people who work in the government. 5 is for what they call non-way, to read the newspapers, buy fuel, maintain vehicles. What remains for Soroti district is 5.6. So that's what you have. That's your share of Uganda. Then look at Museveni. This budget that we are finishing, Museveni's budget has been 802 billion. Museveni and his wife, the children have grown and left. Him and his wife, the other I told them in parliament, you must be very bad man the old people. 802 billion for 2 adults. For you, the city here, you have 23 billion. The district started 3.7 billion. When I come here, I love FDC. I joined it because it was the best platform to deliver change. You don't have to start my journey into FDC. But the FDC is not the most important. It's not the FDC for me that has brought me here. What has brought me here is to share with you the pain we go through all the other areas in Uganda, so that we can work together. That's why the FDC is one Uganda, one people. That's why I'm working with this man from Kabale in Parliament. I came here on the nomination of Atan. I was the one who organized for him a rally. I went at that place of yours. He hadn't even been slashed. I am the one who had people to slash it. Not because I want to be a leader in Teso. This pain you go through, those of you have an opportunity to go to Kampala, you will see. In the budget, Kampala City was given 30 billion for roads. That's why all the roads in Kampala now have broken down. Museveni and his wife, they have 802 billion. The whole of Uganda's capital city, they gave it 33 billion to do roads. They are now broken. So the pain you go through here, the figures you have, poverty index, we share, the whole country it is 42% poor people in Uganda. Those ones who rely on grants, the ones who can't take their children to good schools. That pain is what unifies us. Museveni and his wife are living in luxury. You see, in Teso here, one time Museveni went to meet leaders from Angola. And he told them, I have now you people of MPs from Angola, I have invited you to teach you politics. He said, when you see JJ Odong, at that time JJ Odong was Army Commander. Do you think JJ is Army Commander? He said, but Itesots, I am telling you what Museveni said. Itesots like paraphernalia. You give JJ a jeep, the soldiers jump off and begin saluting, and the whole of Teso is happy. They think they are now the one who is in charge. It is the same thing today. You have a vice president here. I was in Katak. One of the recent trips I made here, I was in Katak. War claimants, livestock compensation. I went to Katak, a district of Vice President Jessica Arupo. They are also still crying. They want to be paid. They have never been paid. Me, from Uchira, I was now the one coming to follow up why they have not been paid. And then they will tell you have number 2 in the country and they think you will be happy. Immediately she gets appointed, she is in Guru to meet Saleh, who holds no office. Because this country now is under one family. Can you imagine that he have said, in the constitution you are number 2 in Uganda, you the people of Teso, you now have number 2. But number 2 goes to meet one who has no number in Guru. Numberless, to thank him for also considering her to be appointed. Number 2, in the constitution, when Museveni dies today, Arupo should be the one. I'm saying should, because she will never. But in the constitution, at least she's the one who says I am number 2. She gets appointed, the first trip is to Guru to meet Museveni's younger brother Saleh, to go and thank him. Please, thank you also for considering us. We are under one family. This country is under one family. And if nothing else motivates you, that should motivate you. You have a Speaker of Parliament. The other day I laughed. He's been under a lot of fire. But for her to reduce fire, She opened the hospital and said, this ward is in the name of Museveni's son, Muhoozi. This other ward is in the name of Museveni's son's wife. I said, what did they do for her? But all of them, they must continue thanking. You think you are powerful people in Kampala. The only difference is that they have some bit of money. But they are as vulnerable as anyone. Just imagine you speak of family, you've never met Muhoozi in your life and his wife. You open a hospital, you say this first ward, this is Kainerugaba ward. This one is Charlotte, Kainerugaba's wife. The vice president goes to Guru to thank someone with no number to say thank you for considering us. We are under family rule. Museveni and his family, they have eaten what they can, they also eat on your behalf. Next financial, I want to summarize. We have as Parliament, we have just finished passing the budget, which will be ready next week. Next year, Uganda projects that we will correct taxes 31 trillion. Never mind what constitutes a trillion, but no 31 is what we will correct. But the date that will be due, not the total date, but the date that is due to pay next financial year is 34 trillion. We are going to, all the money that Uganda will collect next financial year is 31 trillion. But the date that we will pay is 34. Museveni, after paying the date, they will go and borrow. And when we borrow, he will take 802 billion for him and his wife. In that figure, they have all sorts of things. For example, the money for entertainment for Museveni and his wife. You get dancers to dance for them, 4 billion. The money to develop Soroti, all of it, 6 billion. But the money for entertainment, I am now breaking down the figure of 802. So therefore, the reason I came here, I said I like FDC. I joined the FDC because it was the best platform with the best leaders who can lead this country. But everybody must understand, why are we fighting? Why are we in this? Are we in this because of the Honorable Sarah Musumba? Are we in this because of Amriat? We are in this because all of you want to change your lives. You don't want to be part of the 56% that cannot take yourself to hospital. That your mother, your sister, your wife will die. Because the switcher, I asked one of the doctors in Parliament, how much are these switchers? And he told me 20,000. So this mother died at Soroti Regional Referral Hospital because the husband could not bring 20,000 to buy gauze and pambas, or cotton. So that's why we are here. For me, I am here to rally you. Whether it will still be under the FDC, because you need also to understand, Museveni is a very bad management. The same way he eats money is the same way he eats political parties. He ate UPC, it is with him now. Recently, he also ate DP. DP is with him. He started on FDC, and you've seen the struggle that we have gone through. But for me, the party does not matter. Whether I have a party or I don't have. The focus is on what I am fighting for and who I am fighting. 2011, we were Dr. Wesley. When we started protests in Kampala, we formed a group called Action for Change, FOC. Museveni took it over. We formed before GC. He went to court and took it over. We formed, so we must keep forming groups because you are dealing with the mafia. So if he takes over the FDC, for me, I am not sentimental. There are people who, when they don't say one Uganda, one people, they don't sleep. Or if they don't put on blue. For me, my focus is Museveni. I cannot waste time fighting to rescue FDC. I want to expend my energy fighting Museveni. 56% here are people who are suffering from multidimensional poverty. You cannot take your child or yourself, you cannot go. I've seen many of you are young people. You cannot go to a good school. You don't even have a dream, not even at night. You don't dream when you are in a good school. The hospital you have here, I have told you a story. You can go and find out they have records. A mother went to deliver. They had to operate her. They called the husband on the phone, bring the money. 20,000 to buy cotton and gauze. And the man died and the wife died. 56% of people in Itesots go through that. So therefore, our coming here is to remind you and to focus you, for all of you to know you are not fighting for anyone else. You are not in this for Abriat or for SSEMUJJU or for SEMUJJU. You are in this for yourself. You will be the one, I think he's the one who said here, this cancer of people from Amri, that the only hope that you have, if you are a girl, is to go to Saudi Arabia and wash all the people. That's the only hope now Museveni offers. In the budget, you will hear them when they are reading the budget. They will tell you that the money that's coming from Ugandan girls who are working in Saudi Arabia is now more than the money we get from coffee. They attempted to put here a factory. Remember what happened at that fruit factory. So therefore, I want to conclude. Please, I want you to leave this meeting not choosing who to support between SSEMUJJU and Amariata and SSEMUJJU and Musoma. But leave this meeting knowing why are you fighting, why are you in this fight. Yes. Because you are human beings. Tomorrow I'm going to die. I was telling people in my constituency yesterday, every year in the budget of Parliament, we have a budget of 20 days. We budget for 20 MPs to die every year. Sometimes they don't die, they have 2, 3 or 4. But we budget for 20. How sure I am that I'm not going to do all of the 20 this year. So what motivates me to come here has nothing to do, because I can stay in the chair and go to Parliament and get a salary. The reason I come here, please, we share this pain. The 42% people who are poor in Uganda, some of them are in my constituency. Every day they knock at my door. Children can't go to school. Mothers can't meet even simple things like a cavera to go to hospital. That's why we are fighting. Please, I am really shocked that I was here to arrange a meeting when Amriat was returning here after being elected president of FDC. Homecoming. I came back to organize a meeting for a time. That they are in town now saying you want to go to listen to SSEMUJJU and SSEMUJJU and Museveni and others. That so there were some people in Amuria who had placards to say Amuria is for Amuria. Is he the one responsible for this 56% dimensional poverty? And that's why he wants to keep his people. You must fight with everybody. You must identify everybody who is fighting. This fight is for all of us. Thank you very much for listening.